Hey guys, it's your girl Indy. Miss you guys. Thank you for all the encouragement and support thus far. Thank you to all of my family who support me on my indie talk journey, and yeah, I'm just grateful to be here. So pretty much this conversation today is going to be pretty just short, sweet, and simple, but it's really about embracing yourself. I know I made a TikTok video of creating your own motion, but and it goes hand in hand, but really just embracing who you are, and you know, just pushing forward on this journey and living this thing we call life. So yeah, first things first, y'all, I got stood up this week, and I think what it's just so crazy, it's like this guy, I was sending him the flicks that didn't even get out on Instagram yet. He got the Disneyland pictures before y'all got the Disneyland pictures. You gonna stand me up like that? Okay, but no, why I shared that is because I feel like old me would have been like, oh, what's wrong with me, and things like that. But I'm like, he must be loony, must be an issue, must be something going on with him, because okay, you missing out for yourself. You got the ground pictures before they even hit the ground, dude. I think there's so much power in knowing your worth and knowing what you bring to any situation, right? So how I told you guys about the situation of me being stood up, and that's my biggest thing. Like, don't say you're going to take me on a date, we're going to do this and things like that, and you don't do it. Like, that will be the first thing to where I would never talk to you again in life. See you walking, I won't even look your way. What Keke Palmer say?
Just say it. I hope I don't sound ridiculous. I don't know who this man is. I mean, he could be walking down the street, I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to this man.
I'm sorry to you. I don't know who this man is, okay? Because it's never been nothing. One thing I know my friend had asked me earlier, like, how is it so easy for you to like cut guys off, or how is it so easy for you to just, you know, keep going and not, you know, feel how you feel, and so on and so forth. And as I said, for one, I allow myself to feel. I really do. I allow myself to go through whatever bereavement I need to go through. If I'm feeling sad or just disappointed, I do allow myself to go through it, but I don't stay there. I don't harp on it, because I understand that life literally is too short for that. Like, you know how people are always like short live it. No, like, I understand that. I genuinely understand it. So I understand that my life will continue to go on with or without that person. I understand that life is short. I understand that I am beautiful. You know, I think back in the day I would just be so insecure, and I think that's why it was a little bit more harder on me. But I understand who I am. You know, I have a beautiful spirit. I have a beautiful personality, you know. So it was understanding that life goes on. Life is too short. But like I said, two was understanding what I bring, you know? Like I'm so dope. I'm such a vibe. So to have me as a girlfriend, as a fiance, as a wife, like, I just lit up your life times 10. You are welcome. You know, like, I'm gorgeous, of course. You know, I'm hilarious. I am funny, okay? If I didn't want to do this whole, you know, motivational speaking thing that I enjoy and I love so much, I'm sure I would pursue comedy, because I'm hilarious. Y'all can ask my friends. Like, I am goofy. I love listening to old school music. I literally listen to 2000s, 90s, 80s, 70s like it just came out yesterday. Like, I love old music, and I listen to it 24/7. I love the Lord. I love to pray. I love to spend time with God. And my physical, like, my love language is physical touch and acts of service, you know, and it doesn't get any better than that. So I think knowing who I am, so it's kind of like, well, that's your loss, you know, like, so I allow myself to feel how I feel. And then initially I'm just like, that's your loss, you know, because guys are always like, well, do you cook, do you clean? And, you know, the typical questions like, sir, do you cook, do you clean, did your mama teach you that? Because we should all know how to cook and clean, okay? I'm still working on the cooking thing, not too much on me, but I've been doing good. Don't come for me, y'all. You know, so I want you guys to put that into your own situation. So it doesn't have to be with It doesn't have to be romantically. It can be through friendships, right? And that's a video for another day, because whew, that's a long video. But I've been through so much with friendships, and I think towards the end, what helped me get through it and be able to leave situations and friendships that no longer served me so easily and very quickly, was just understanding the type of friend that I am. You know, I'm not perfect by any means, but I love, and I love hard. I literally look at my friends as my family. So I'm always like, sister, brother, sis, bro, what's up? And the people in my life, if I can put them on, I do. If there's any opportunity that I know that, you know, I can share with them and they can grow or they can get paid or whatever it may be, immediately, come on, you know. And they do the same for me, and they love me the same. And so I realized like what type of friend I am. You know, I'm very considerate, I'm very generous, I'm very caring, I'm very non-judgmental. I will pray for you, you know, pray right then and there. Like, nah, oh girl, I'm gonna pray for you, come on, bow your heads, close your eyes. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the type of friend that I am. And I'm also a friend that will grab you by your hand and say, come on, baby girl, come on boy, we need to change some things. You know, we need to, I see the direction your life is going, and I just want to talk to you, like pray for you, like, are you good? You know, I'm not trying to intervene or, you know, go off of any boundary, but I just want to let you know that I care. I realized the type of friend that I was. It was easier for me to be like, you know what, I'm good, because I would never do you how you're doing me. And if I did do you how you do me, you would have dropped me like a bad habit a while ago, you know. So I started to become very, I won't say that I'm cold, but I'm definitely cool with who I have. I'm definitely cool with who's in my life, and I'm open to new friendships, but I'm not seeking it, in a sense. You know, I'm not seeking it. And I'm grateful that God never turned my heart cold, even through all the hurt that I've been through, you know. And I think for one, it genuinely just does come with age, but now I'm very more strict. But I think that's just what most things in my life, like, I'm nice, I'm kind, but I'll say I'm more kind than I am nice. And I love it. I love it. Nobody can ever make me feel bad about that, you know, because it took a lot to get to this point, and I wouldn't change it. But friendship is a whole nother video that I cannot wait to talk to you guys about, because it will not only unfold so much trauma that I've been through, but I really think it will help all ages just get through whatever they may be going through with friendships. The goods, the bad, the high, the lows, the moments where you're crowded and you have so many people in your circle, to the moment where sometimes it's just you or like one friend, you know. But what I will say is, the less the better, okay, truly. Why have a lot of people in your circle who don't really care for you, you know, versus you're like, oh, well, I only have two friends. Well, do those two friends love you? Do they care for you? Are they good friends? Well, then you have all you need. But let's go back. So like I said, when it came to the relationships and when it came to the friendships, it was easy for me to just be like, okay, whatever, because I understand what I bring, who I am. And I'm not at that point in my career where I can have that, like, I'll always have that mindset, but where I'm acting on it, because I also don't need to right now, because I'm in the beginning of my career process. But that even goes in your career. Like, if you're at a job that you know that you're qualified for, you're more than qualified for, and you've done everything that you can, and you know they're still kind of just being how they are, you know, they're not appreciating you as the hard working person that you are, you can say bye, because you know the type of worker that you are. You know what you bring to that job, and whether they see it or not, ultimately it's their loss, and you can take your talent and your hard work and your skill set elsewhere where you are appreciated, you know, creating your own motion. And so the way to find this confidence is to sit with you, figure out the things that you like, figure out the things that you don't like, what makes you feel icky, like what makes, when people do certain things, like, oh, I don't appreciate that, you know, like understanding it for yourself, you know, and setting your own boundaries, and understanding like it's not meant, it's not gonna make sense to everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna make sense to everybody. So You just have to be confident in who you are, and you have to trust your own intuition, and you have to trust yourself that you're going to do your best to make the best decisions for yourself that you can. And whether it ends up working out or whether it ends up not working out, either way, you've learned from it. And that's the biggest thing. You cannot worry about the opinions of other people while you're in this process. Whether it's your friends, your family, your mom, your dad, you know, even the people that you look up to the most. Like, you really have to understand, like, this is your life. And sometimes the opinions of your loved ones can genuinely be crippling. Not because it's not necessarily good advice, but because you're not learning to make decisions for yourself. You're not learning how to fall on your own, you know? But it definitely takes a lot of, I don't know if I want to use the word shadow work, but it takes a lot of, I don't even want to use that word. It takes a lot of sitting with you to understand your boundaries, to understand your limits, to understand what you like and what you don't like, you know? But yeah, it's really up to you. Like, you guys really have to understand, like, this is your life. This is literally nobody else's life. Like, you know, this is your life. So I know it's easier said than done, but my advice would be just to sit with yourself and literally study yourself, journal, pray, and then it'll be easier for you to walk away from certain situations where you're like, nah, like, I know me, I know what I bring, I know who I am, you know, that's their loss, like, I got this. It'll be easier for you to do that because you do know who you are, because you've sat there and you've done the work. You've realized your boundaries, you realized your limits, you realize what you like and what you don't like, you realize all your attributes and all the beautiful and just gorgeous things that you possess within yourself. So when guys don't want to act right, when friends don't want to act right, career, job don't want to act right, you can fall back on who you are because you've done the work, because you're confident in yourself, because you take pride in who you are and in your life. You're not going to let anybody treat you any less. Job, none of that. You're not going to let them treat you any less than who you are. So you keep doing you, girl. You keep shining, you keep glowing, you keep pressing forward, you keep on keeping on. Your journey may not look like everybody else's or like you feel like you should, but it's your journey, girl. It is your journey, and that's what makes it beautiful. So sit down, relax, take some notes on your life, and from there start to muster the courage to stand up for yourself. Start to muster the courage to advocate for yourself. Start to muster the courage to speak life and kindness into yourself. And as J. Cole said, stop worrying about what you lack in, but look at what you're packing, okay? Because that's going to change your perspective on how you deal with situations. So you won't feel like, oh, well, I'm not good enough. Well, maybe that's why I got stood up. Maybe that's why things didn't happen for me, because I'm not good enough. No, you want to be like, that's what, no. That, and you're going to keep it pushing. And you're going to get through things. You're going to get through life a little bit more swiftly just because of that mindset. So stay encouraged. I cannot wait to see you on the next video. Know you are amazing. You are more than enough. I'm so glad that you're here on this earth, and I wouldn't have it any other way. So stay encouraged and just keep on keeping on, because that's the best we can do right now. Life is hard, y'all, but you know what? You fight even harder. I love ya. All right, see you, boos.